When was the last time you were angry, upset? And the question is why and what did you do? And it's a very common scenario. I doubt if anyone that you know and I know did not get angry or have no anger. Anger in general is something Allah put it inside us. So it's there. So anger itself is not something gonna put dark spots in my heart. But what is the issue then? Why we are talking about it is how I react to anger is gonna either make more black dots or it's gonna actually make more white dots. Now let's look into it. What is it? Have you ever seen someone who's very angry? We say it even in the Arabic language and even in the English, is my blood is boiling. Literally. I feel inside me, I'm so upset. Something is going there. There's anger. I can't put my hand on it. Where is it? But there is so much. It's literally like a water boiling in a pot. But what's boiling, and the scholars tells, it's not the water, it's actually fire. The person who is in a state of anger. So it's exactly like shaitan. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angel to prostrate to Adam, and he was so upset. How do we know? Because what did he say? Me? أَأَسْجُدُ لِمَنْ خَلَقْتَ طِينًا? Am I going to prostrate to whom you created from clay? Or in the other verse, خَلَقْتَنِي مِن نَارٍ, you created me from fire. وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِن طِينٍ. So anger is usually, literally, part of fire is inside me. And what is wrong with that? We all say this. The answer is how I am going to respond. And most of the time, my response is not pleasing to Allah. This is why when the Sahabi, the companion, came to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam and said to him, give me a good advice, awsani. And he, subhanallah, said to him 2 words, لا تغضب, do not get angry. Another hadith to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam may shed more light on the meaning of power and strength. Because normally what do we say? When we say, especially for men, we say they are so strong. Look at them when they wrestle. And Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said the following. Do you want to be even more stronger than the person who is wrestling and let's say is a champion in wrestling and you want to be better than that person? Listen to what he said. He said, لَيْسَ الشَّدِيدُ بِالسُّرْعَةِ إِنَّمَا الشَّدِيدُ الَّذِي يَمْلِكُ نَفْسَهُ عِنْدَ الْغَضَبِ. The real strong person, and that's a she and a he, by the way. Right? Women get angry and men get angry. Both genders do. The strong person is not the person who wins in a competition, right? Jiu-jitsu or wrestling. Literally, ash-shadid, the real strong person. The person who can control himself or herself in a state of anger. Very recently, subhanAllah, I witnessed this and I remembered this hadith. There was a meeting where there was in the meeting, like in a company, and there was the head of the company, another head of the company, and there was a woman right there. And the head of the company publicly, literally, insulted that woman for no reason. Subhanallah. And you can see this woman was not happy whatsoever. I mean, who will be? She controlled herself. Did not respond anything. Even she said to him, I don't want to say anything that will, and they were Muslims, all of them. Subhanallah. She said, I don't want to say anything that's not pleasing to Allah. And I don't want to have anything inside my heart that's not pleasing to Allah. And she left. Subhanallah. لَيْسَ الشَّدِيدُ بِالسُّرْعَةِ. The strong person is not the person who has strong muscles, rather who can control, subhanallah, control the anger. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about when Sayyidina Musa, he got angry when he came back, and any one of us would have been way more angry. He came back and he found the people who Allah guided them through him, they are actually worshipping what? A calf. And he was so upset and he even threw the tablets that Allah gave him. But then Allah says, وَلَمَّا سَكَتَ عَنْ مُوسَى الْغَضَبِ. When Musa was able to control his anger. So the person who can control the anger is the real strong person. Let us not confuse being calm and you didn't respond. Don't let anyone tell you you are weak On the contrary, it is much easier to lose your control, to lose your temper and start saying things not pleasing to Allah than stay calm and composed and speak only what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Dhul Qarnayn, the righteous man, or the king actually with power, who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf, right? He met an angel and he asked the angel to teach him something that his faith will be stronger. Now remember, the pure heart is the heart that is full of faith. So what do I need to do to make my faith stronger? It's not only I fast, I pray, I give charity, all this beautiful, but there's other things on daily life outside the acts of worship that also will increase my iman. And one of them is this. He asked the angel, what do I do? Give me something, teach me something that will make me strong believer. He said, do not get angry. And then he explained it. And he said, Shaitan will have a full control on the son of Adam when he is angry. And then he said, فَرُدَّ الْغَضَبْ بِالْكَظْمِ, meaning learn to control your anger. This is very important. It's not, I'm not going to feel angry. Actually, there is certain times and places where we have to be angry. When I see Allah is being disobeyed internally, I shouldn't say, okay, everyone is doing it, no problem. On the contrary, I need to be angry internally, because that's something will make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also angry. But the way I respond is what Allah is telling me. That's why He praised them. وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Those who can control their anger and forgive people. And with these two criterias, you control the anger, forgive, pardon people, you become from those people muhsineen, people of excellence. Iblis himself said to Sayyidina Musa, subhanallah, beware of being angry. Look at this one. Because I play with the human being, that in a state of anger, a man or a woman, the shaitan plays with that human being, same way a child play with a ball. And we don't want that. Why do we get angry? And why some people not as angry as the others? Number one, which is another disease of the heart, is al-ujub, self-ostentation. I am better than everybody. I think I know. I think I look more beautiful. And then when someone does not treat me with the same expectation of me, I get upset. Second, and we talked about it when we talked about the disease of the tongue, is sometimes joking. Joking itself, it's too much. Many people get upset. I remember I had this interaction with a very young, beautiful young man. And repeatedly he makes jokes, pure, clean jokes, nothing, but it's very frequent. And then he was asking me that, I have a hard time having friends. And I said, this is the way you deal with your friends? He said, yes. I said, then this is it. He said, what is it? I said, don't joke too much because people will get upset with you. And those people, may Allah reward them, did not respond to you with anger. They just pulled themselves away. So joking is nice, but let's make sure it is within the frame that pleases Allah. Third thing, which is very common for us to get upset with, is when we argue. Argue and we want to make sure we are right. We don't need to do that. You have a point, they have a point. Present your point. And if they didn't, and your point is for sure, it's right, let alone especially if it's in the deen, and they didn't listen to you, that's it. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't take us accountable by the result. He takes us accountable by the effort. I explained and I'm done. And also we get upset when someone has more than what we have. And we get very upset with that, which basically what we are saying, Ya Allah, it's not fair why you gave them and you didn't give us. So anytime you get upset, let's say with your children, right? And the child in the kitchen and throw something on the floor and you got so upset. Getting upset is okay, but how you will respond? If you're gonna hit that child, that's not pleasing to Allah. If you're gonna say words, especially foul language to that child, that's not pleasing to Allah. But I am gonna say to that child, this is not something right. This is not pleasing to Allah. Your tone can change, absolutely. Or you're gonna take away something from that child. Yes, because it's discipline, but should never be foul language, harshness, let alone physical abuse, because that's not pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
ولا تخزني يوم يبعثون يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم.